r/AskReddit. Serious people of Reddit, what is the creepiest thing that happened to you while home alone? I got a phone call asking how my TV was holding up. I thought it was just the company we bought it from checking up on it and doing their normal customer support stuff until I was told exactly what channel I was watching. I asked who it was on the phone and they said, "Don't worry, I can see you but you can't see me." I was 9 at the time and my parents were out of town for work, so my older sister, 17 at the time, got us all to hide in my parents' closet with the guns and we called the police. When they arrived they called us to let us know it was them knocking on the door. They found footprints but no person. We installed security cameras not soon after and never had a problem again, but it still creeps me out to this day. Holy duck, that's creepy. What's worse is, how did the person know your number? Had a similar thing but they said, "I know you're home alone, it'll be over in 10 minutes. Went downstairs, locked the doors and windows, grabbed a sharp knife and a serrated knife and kept them next to me while I continued to play TF2. Nothing happened luckily. Saturday morning, 1970s. Dad is at work and my mom and sister went shopping for groceries. I was in the bath when the house was broken into. I froze, trying not to make a sound as I heard someone creeping through the house. Then heard them try to open the bathroom door just as the doorbell rang. It was Mom, hoping I'd open the front door because her arms were overloaded with grocery bags. She saw a shadow through the stained glass beside the front door go downstairs. I think that was the one time I'd never been happier to see my mum. I was 9. So what happened next? Did they catch the intruder? Later that evening, my father noticed something amiss downstairs. His storeroom in the basement had been ransacked and a bunch of albums stolen. He owned a small record store at the time. Realizing the house had been broken into, he called the police who came by to investigate and dust for prints. It was only when one of the officers talked to me that I revealed the details about being scared shitless in the bath earlier that day. Mom was horrified. We found some albums scattered in the woodlot beside the house the following day. I distinctly recall Dreamboat Annie by Heart in the Creek. LOL. I'd have tossed that album too. The perp was eventually arrested and charged for multiple break-ins in the area. Juvenile offender ordered community service and probation. Home alone when I was 10 or 12, somewhere in between there. My parents' house is located in the suburbs surrounded by woods and the golf course. It was a stormy night and my parents went out for dinner. I was watching TV in the living room with my dog on my lap when all of a sudden she jumps up and sprints to the front door barking. She never barks. My dad trained her since she had a very loud, annoying bark. I walk over and turn on the outside light to see nobody. As soon as I did this, she sprinted to the back living room by the pool with sliding glass doors and starts barking over there like someone was inside the screened pool area. I run over and turn the pool lights on. Empty. I started to get kind of freaked out. She then ran to the garage door barking like she was going to rip someone's face off. I grab a knife from the kitchen and open the garage door to hear the rain and see the main garage door wide open. I immediately shut the garage door and slammed the inside door behind me, grabbed my dog and ran into my room, locking the door and going into the closet. I waited in there what felt like 3 hours for my parents to get home. I told them everything and my dad went outside to find what looked like new muddy footprints around the garage and pool area. Nothing else ever came about from it, but man, I got the chills typing that out. Freaky experience. Good dog. This happened to my mum. She grew up in Wichita, Kansas while the BTK serial killer was active. The house of one of his first victims was down her block. But one day she was home with her brother. She was upstairs in her room and he was downstairs. Apparently, he heard a noise in the backyard moments before the power cut out. This was one of the key things that BTK did before entering the home. She just knew the power went out, then heard her brother scream and yelled for her to run away. She hopped out her window and sprinted barefoot to a Pizza Hut a couple of blocks away. She called the police who went to the house but didn't find anything and everything turned out fine. I lived in that area too. My parents told me to check the phone when I came home from school to make sure there was a dial tone. I rode my bike home and checked the phone and there was no tone. I ran out of the front and waited a few hours for my parents to come home. Turns out someone left the upstairs phone off the hook. Mayo. My dog was very restless, but I figured she just wanted to go outside. As we get closer to the door, she begins to growl and her hackles raised. Idiot me still opened the door. Hello, masked stranger. I lucked out. The guy took off running. I had a dog that suddenly jumped awake at night and went absolutely apeshit. He ran to the rear of the house, barking, growling, hair standing on end. We're talking full-on fight to the death mode here. I tried walking back to see what the problem was, but he wouldn't let me past him, kept blocking my way. I did hear a couple of strange sounds, like maybe the house was settling, but nothing out of the ordinary. He was acting like whatever he was seeing or hearing was inside the house, not outside. He wasn't looking out a window, he was blocking the hallway to the laundry room and backing up like something was slowly advancing on him. After a while he calmed down. The supposed threat went away. It was probably about 10 minutes of pretty intense growling and barking though. Even after he calmed down, he still wouldn't let me go down that hall until daylight. When I finally did, I couldn't see anything unusual. I still have no idea what set him off, but whatever it was, he was not okay with it. He was honestly acting like he was going to die, but was damn sure taking whatever it was with him. I vaguely remember the details, as this was so long ago that a lot of it escapes my mind. I grew up in Mexico, and when I was a teenager, 12-16, can't remember the exact date, I was home watching movies, playing video games while my parents were out with some friends. My brother was staying with my grandparents. At around 10 p.m., I hear screeching tires in the distance, then some loud plops getting closer, eventually getting right on the street I live. I quickly recognized this as gunshots, or assumed they were. I wasn't taking any chances. I hurry up and lock all the doors, turn off all the lights and lay behind my bed while I hear a barrage of plops right outside my house, as well as my garage's door rattling. It was two large metal doors that would slide to the sides to open and close. This lasts for about 10 minutes and then I hear screeching tires again, followed by a ton of police cars. I waited for about 30 minutes behind my bed until I finally came out to see if everyone was gone, to my house window, not outside, and then promptly went back to playing video games. I got home late one night. It was hot, so the first thing I did was open the back door to let the breeze through. In my dark backyard, I saw the glow of a cigarette. Before I could react, I saw the cigarette thrown to the floor and heard someone clamber over my back fence and run away down the alley.